As founder of Make It Happen, an online platform equipping clients with the right tools to achieve their full potential, what secrets can you share with us to unlock our own?
Wow, that's an interesting question, isn't it? First of all, thanks for having me on the show. It's nice to be here. I really appreciate you inviting me down. I'm sure a lot of your listeners just want to listen to dance music and not to a business guy, but...
Not true. They're all tuned in now. We want to make the most of the new year, so how do we do it? Come on.
Okay, well...
Spill the beans.
There's loads and loads and loads you can think about, but first of all, I think it's important to understand that when you're trying to plan your new year, a lot of people go for that long picture. They think of 2019. I mean, we all hear it, don't we? 2019 is going to be my year. But like with all of the people I employ, the executives that I have and the people that I coach, I ask everybody to just slow things down a bit, break it down and start thinking about just the start of the year first of all. So can we get the first quarter clear in our mind and plan around that? And then can we break it down just into each month and think about what can we do in January?
Such a simple thought, but so powerful. As you're saying, bite-sized pieces, because you can get overwhelmed, the pressure of this daunting 2019 in the whole, whereas you're just saying, yeah, cut it out and take it almost day by day. I think day by day for me, but you're working on quarters. That's also a good target.
I think that I employ a lot of people. I have a team of people, and whenever I'm employing a new person, they all come to me with their big plans and their big aspirations. And for me, it's like, let's just slow things down. Let's understand what you can do in the next 30 days. What really can you achieve then? And once you're clear on that, let's focus on trying to get that done before we start. I suppose it's walking before you run, isn't it? Let's get that done first. And people that do that then can see the finish line. And when they see the finish line, it will give them more confidence and it will help motivate them then to think about what they can do for the next month.
Good point. Noted. I need to start crawling first. Now, your experience, Spencer, it stretches over 25 years where you've traveled the world training thousands to successfully take their careers to the next level. What's the most common roadblock, though, that you find people face that inhibits their progress?
Yeah, it's a good question. I think because I work in sales, I think we first of all have to understand sales as an industry. It seems to be the orphanage of employment, to be honest with you. Anybody can get a job in sales in most countries around the world. And so
that's an honest point of view, yeah.
But people, they leave school, they leave university, they don't know what they want to do, and invariably they'll end up falling into sales because lots of people have the opportunity to do so. But the reality is most people aren't really that good at it. Mm-hmm. They're good at other things, they just don't know that yet. So maybe they'd be great nurses or they'd be great interior designers or great radio presenters, and they don't know that. And so for me, it's understanding whether sales is the right thing for you to be in the first place and being clear on that. And then I think the next roadblock that people really face is rejection. Sales isn't, sales and building business isn't an easy thing to do, and you face a lot of rejection. I get it every day, but I'm conditioned to understand what rejection really means. And being conditioned to understand it, I know that when I get the no's, when I get people that won't give me the answers I'm looking for, it bounces off me. I'm working on 4 or 5 deals at the moment. They're not all going to come in, but I'm still going to go at 100 miles an hour working through those deals because some of them will, and that'll be a good year for me.
And in fact, that can actually work in your advantage. It can give you fuel, fire in your belly to move forward.
Without a doubt, yeah, that fire in the belly is great.
So there's no questioning you're an inspiration for many. You've even been voted into the top 100 most influential people in Dubai. But what I really want to know is who inspires Spencer Lodge?
Yeah, many, but I think that I'm really into my health and fitness at the moment, and whilst people, the listeners can't see me, I'm not that an overweight 48-year-old guy. I'm I'm okay,
He's an absolute beast.
I'm no Iron Man, but I think that Maria Conceição, if you don't know her, she's just such a great inspiration for me. She's 8 Guinness World Records. She's been to the top of Everest. She's just about to swim the English Channel. I mean, this lady has got this mission, and it inspires her to think about the kids that she's helping with the charity she works for. And that is an inspiration for me every day to work and focus on what I want to achieve. And this year's my planning year. Next year I'm going to get to the top of Everest in my 50th year. And so I get that inspiration from her, because grabbing a coffee with her, and she's like, you can do it. I needed to do it. And so if I can do it, you can do it. And you find it hard to say no.
On the weekend, I just, summited Everest, as you do.
Yeah.
Well, so it's just the beginning then for you. Watch this space. We will be right back with Spencer Lodge. Check us out on Instagram, DanceFM UAE. And check this one out, brand new from Tiesto, Grapevine on DanceFM. Back with Spencer Lodge, founder of Make It Happen. And you recently debuted your first book, making it happen, which is an achievement in itself. Congratulations. But double congratulations for the fact that it listed as the #1 bestseller on Amazon. Did you anticipate this?
Yeah. We
visualized it happened.
It's not the secret, but yeah, I know what you mean. I think that we have to go back and understand why I wrote the book in the first place. You know, for the last 25 years, I've been building businesses as an employee and as an employer as well. And after building all of those businesses, I knew the secret to help people make money and grow. And there's demonstrable evidence of that, and that's what I put in the book. I literally gave people a step-by-step guide to what I've done to make the success that I've created, and give people the opportunity to just take what I've learned, read the book, and apply it to their business. So that's really where it came from.
And not only that, I guess it really was the next step to sharing your knowledge. So you've gone from presenting it around the world, now you need to put it into writing in a book, pack it up, and there, someone's got all the answers in one get to go.
Yeah, I think so. And do you know what? They say that everyone's got a book in them, and I think we all have. And so being able to take my experience and that knowledge and put it into a book just has unleashed this opportunity for me to now think about other books that I can write as well and share more of my knowledge.
I was going to say, is there something else in the pipeline? So there could be.
You're not going to get the scoop on that today.
Well, I think we got a big enough hint just there. Now, since launching your online platform and now your book, how has your attitude to success and even your guide to achieving it evolved over that period of time? So 25 plus years now in the business, surely your attitudes have shifted.
I think that I'm a sales guy through and through. And so when I look at any business and I look at people being successful, I always put my sales mentality behind it. You know, I've got lots of people through the businesses that I run, and they get frustrated sometimes that I always come at it from a sales perspective. But I've been able to now educate CEOs and managing directors, sales directors and leaders in industry, looking at how they can generate more revenue through their business by being smarter at being salespeople. And then so what I did on top of that was to create an online academy, the Make It Happen University, where I've got literally 450 videos, a front-to-back training course where people can sit online and learn what they need to learn about the skills that I've got. Now, the reality is not everyone's going to use it. Not everyone's going to listen, not everyone's going to apply it, because not everybody does. Mm-hmm. But those people that do really want to get that kind of success, it seems to be I have that synergy with those people.
I bet. Now, new year, new Spencer. Now, we heard you're shredding for 2019, but what is your 2019 motto?
Well, I think that I've always said, because of how I think, that make it happen is, if you're going to have a motto, that's mine. And it's not something that I think that I employ lightly. It's something I think really long and hard about, because in every aspect of business that I've been in my personal life, you know, I've got a humble beginning like many people. Making it happen has always been the way that I've always dealt with adversity. You know, whatever the problem has been, whatever the issue is that I've faced, it's like, well, you can make it happen. There's a solution here. So just make it happen. So I don't think I have a new motto. I just think it's the same thing every year for me. Spencer, make it happen. Come on, get it done.
But not letting it sit back on the back seat, keeping the fire, as we spoke about, keeping that fire burning and maintaining that adrenaline.
Absolutely. Yeah. And then there's, on top of that, it's like taking that and then applying that. You know, as you can see, there's loads of stuff for me on social media. I'm here, there and everywhere. But, you know, it's taking it to the next step, doing even more that's more applicable to people. So I don't know if I can mention this. We've got a podcast that's just, am I allowed to mention the podcast? Okay. So we have a podcast that's just about to be launched called the Spencer Lodge Podcast. And that, again, is a new step for me, moving in another direction of sharing content with people in a way that they find easy to consume and valuable to them.
Well, certainly nice to see that you're living up to your own advice, talking about breaking it up, and this seems to be your first quarter goal. Already a big tick for that. Now, lastly, you're not only one to seek pushing the limits professionally, but also personally. You have summited Mount Kilimanjaro, you cycled 1,000 kilometers for charity. What would you say you're setting your sights on for this new year?
Okay, so every year I kind of have these big plans, but this year it literally is development year. I want to get to the top of Mount Everest when I turn 50. And so,
this year?
No, that's next year.
Okay,
so yeah, there's a lot to it, you know. This is a big commitment.
Roll out of bed and let's go for a big hike.
So yeah, I went to Everest Base Camp last year, so I got a chance to see what it was like being at base camp, and now I know what's included. I've got to get that training done. So this year it's like prep year, planning year. I'll do the cycling. I'll climb a few more mountains this year. year so that I'm really lined up and geared into making sure that I'm healthy and fit and confident, you know, and focused on being really strong at 50. And I think that living in Dubai is a great place to be able to do that, you know, that people say, well, it's the desert, but that environment's tougher here in the summer. And if you can train through that heat and you can train in the desert, it prepares you for an awful lot that goes on in other parts of the world where the climate's a lot easier to cope with.
Holy moly, so your 50th year, the biggest year yet to come. Would you say it takes a full 12 months to prepare for Everest?
It takes 18 months, I think. Maria told me she did it in 12, and I'm like, darn it. But I think it's 18 months, and there's lots to learn. And I think that focusing on making sure I understand what it is that I've got to do, and then just committing to it, staying really, really honest with myself, being really self-aware of my own physique and what I've got to learn, and also my mental capacity.
Exactly.
And then pulling in the resources here in Dubai. I mean, there's so many people here that have got so much that they can add value with, that it's just, I'm happy to be here because of what I can learn from people.
Yeah, the resources to prepare you. And that's the thing, you don't want to go in half prepared and then get halfway up and you've got to turn back down. So you're going to go in gung-ho and hit it to the top. Plant the Spencer Lodge flag. Thank you so much for joining me today.
You're very welcome. It's been great to be on here, so thank you very much for inviting me. It's nice to be in a place where there's a nice energy and a nice vibe. Lots of people consume my content, and if they want to hear me and they want to see me, I'm out there all the time anyway. So if you go onto YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook, you've only got to type my name in. And for the people out there that need this kind of high energy, this guy that's got this knowledge and this commitment to be able to make things happen, then genuinely go find it. It's out there.
Timing couldn't be any better with the start of the new year. You can see more Beats and Bloggers at dancefm.com.